Hello YouTubers, Chris here, and today I've got for you the return of Doctor Who. I shall be reviewing Doctor Who Series 7 Part B, episode, I'd imagine they're calling it 6, however, essentially it's 7 because the snowmen would be 6. But anyway, it's the Bells of St. John.
Clara Oswald.
Who are you? Why are you here?
Because we must be one hell of a target right now.
What is that thing?
There's something living in the Wi-Fi, harvesting human minds.
He's here.
You and me inside that box now.
I'm sorry.
The people of this world will not be controlled.
Please tell me what is happening!
Doctor Who on BBC One and BBC One HD.
So, many of you will probably be wondering why I never reviewed the snowmen. Purely because Christmas is a bit of a busy time. And when you get presents, it basically takes up my whole floor space. So I have nowhere to do a review. That's why I never really reviewed Doctor Who Christmas specials. However, I will just give you my brief opinion on it. I thought the snowman was okay. A little bit better than I was expecting. But it wasn't brilliant. I do love the new TARDIS though. But yeah, I'd give the snowman probably about a 6 out of 10. It was decent. Moving on to the Bells of St. John. Now, when I first read the synopsis of the Bells of St. John, I felt like holding a gun to my face. It was just, when I read the word spoonheads, the spoonheads were supposed to be the villain. I was like, no. But I was pleasantly surprised because the Spoonheads were only called the Spoonheads once, and it wasn't by the Doctor. That was a big surprise twist for me, because I really don't like that name. The Doctor refers to them as walking base stations, and they were quite a cool concept actually, really. They were like big walking robots that disguise themselves as people, and then their heads turn around and it's a kind of spoon shape and they download people. It was an interesting concept. In fact, the whole episode was a very interesting concept. The idea that there's something in the Wi-Fi that harvests humans' minds. It was a really great concept. Was it executed as well? Well, actually, I was quite surprised. And it was executed better than I thought for a Stephen Moffat episode. And I quite liked it. There was the odd things I didn't care too much for, like, why is the Doctor's clothes in the bottom of the TARDIS? Surely that's where, like, the heart of the TARDIS is and the engine stuff's down there. So why is there a panel when all his clothes are in it? I mean, that could have been their perfect opportunity to show off a new TARDIS wardrobe. But instead, panel under the TARDIS, load of clothes, little box for his bow tie, which, that was a bit. Also, him becoming a monk, the Doctor becoming a monk was a little bit strange, and I didn't really see the point in that, and the whole monks aren't cool business was a bit unnecessary. But those are my two flaws to the episode. Everything else was pretty much fine with me. Favourite sequence is when the Doctor takes Clara into the TARDIS and they made it look like one shot and they go into the plane. At this point I will put kind of clips in case you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yes, into space. Yes, it's bigger on the inside. No, I don't have time to talk about it.
But it's
Shut up, please. Short hops are difficult.
bigger on the inside. Actually bigger.
Right, come on.
We're gonna go back out there.
We've moved. It's a spaceship. We flew away.
Away from the plane.
Not exactly.
How did we get here?
It's a ship! I told you! It's all very sciencey!
Is this the plane? The actual plane? Are they all dead?
Asleep! Switched off by the Wi-Fi! Never mind then! space, I'm 1,000 years old, I've got 2 hearts, and I can't fly a plane, can you?
No.
Oh, fine. Well, let's do it together.
But that was a brilliant sequence. That was a very good sequence, and I'd already seen that clip before the episode, so I was already in love with that sequence before the episode. What else was there? The motorbike coming out of the TARDIS was really cool as well. Really reminded me of my favourite classic Doctor. Let's get an episode here. My favourite classic Doctor. I don't know, wait. One preferably that's got his face on it would help. My favourite classic Doctor, Mr. John Pertwee. With his car, Bessie. It just kind of reminded me of that. But the anti-grav thing, what the fuck was that? It was just... Did you even hear the word anti-grav? Button, and he's riding up the he drove up the shard basically, and it was just a little bit uncalled for. And I don't know, there was just something off about the man that Miss Kislet was like controlling as well, that was talking to him. He was the most bizarre one. Mainly because you didn't expect him to sound like how he sounds. He sounded really posh. I expected him to sound a bit more, I don't know, just a bit more manly. Yeah, I liked how Miss Kislet, who's the main bad guy, she had like an iPad and she would hack people. So she would like make people smarter, make them paranoid and stuff like that. She hacks their minds, and that was a really cool concept. And then the way the Doctor beats her, which I will put before this review, warning, spoilers, I'll put it in the title and all that stuff. But the way the Doctor defeats her as well is really cool. How he hacked one of the walking base stations basically, and the walking base station's what drove up the shard and got to her, and he put her in the system, and then put the like second in command's obedience all the way up, so that he would get all the people that have been downloaded would become undownloaded. It was a better story than I had expected basically, and I did enjoy it. You might be wondering, why do I keep looking at my TV? Because I am also watching the episode again for the probably like 10th time now, because I just really like it. And basically what I did today was I watched Asylum of the Daleks, The Snowmen, and I'm now onto the Bells of St. John, just chronicling, chronicling, oh my god, following Clara's story basically. But I am going to pause it because it's a little bit distracting. But that's pretty much it for the Bells of St. John. Nothing else. Oh, the Doctor's new costume. Now some people are saying they're missing the tweed, but from what I can tell, he's still wearing a tweed jacket. It's just longer and purple. I'm pretty sure it's still made of tweed, so it's not a big change. It's just a slightly different jacket. You know, it's I quite like it. That's my point. I quite like the new costume. I just do. I just quite like it. It's nice. But that's the Bells of St. John. Next week, the Rings of Akaten. Akaten, however you say that. Now, I wasn't excited for this episode before. I did like, however, that it had the mummy in it, and I was thinking, could we see something of a, where is it? Something of a Pyramids of Mars kind of thing in modern Doctor Who. But it doesn't look like we're going to get anything like that. The next time trailer, it looks quite good actually. Not terrible, some of it looks a bit crap, but some of it looks quite good. Especially the ending of the next time trailer, which I'll put the next time trailer up at the end of this video. But I really like the ending of the Next Time trailer. There was something else about it. Oh, yeah. I'll get it out so you all know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the remake. I'm talking about the original film. I think the planet Akaton looks a lot like Mars from this Total Recall film. Like the orangeness and the colours, it looks like Total Recall. So I've got a feeling, I don't know who wrote it. Whoever wrote it, is it Neil Cross, I think? He might be a bit of a Total Recall fan. And that's probably where the look came from. But I do really think it looks a lot like Mars from Total Recall. But there you go, there's the Bells of St. John. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I was pleasantly surprised. Great way to start the second half of the series. Moffat is back on form, at least mostly, for the most part. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he doesn't fuck it up again. However, Richard E. Grant was back in this, who, if you watched The Snowman, you know he played Dr. Simeon. And he was the Great Intelligence in this episode, whereas Ian McKellen voiced the Great Intelligence in The Snowman. Richard E. Grant is now the Great Intelligence in The Bells of St. John, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be the big bad guy for the season finale or series finale. Why do I keep saying season, like, but I'm not American. It's really irritating me. But hopefully, if we do get that, hopefully we'll get the Abominable Snowman back. The Yeti, I mean. Why did I say the Abominable Snowman? That's because that's what the episode was called. I hope we get to see the return of the Yeti. Probably won't, but it would be nice if we got to see the return of the Yeti. But that's that. Thank you for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. Next week, I will have the Rings of Akaton review.
What do you want to see?
Something awesome.
Akaton.
Can we see it? Up close. Oh, you okay?
Have you seen her?
Who? I'm Mary Galel.
The Queen of Years.
I'm the vessel of our history. What's happening? Is that supposed to happen? Doctor?
Don't walk away.
Mary!
I'm armed with a screwdriver. Grandfather's away.